I play mid and carry. I feel like my early game is pretty strong, but my mid and late game needs some work, perhaps. But I guess you'll be the judge of that part.
Okay. I seems like I can't find my pen. Give me one moment, please. I need to find it. 1 second, please.
Okay.
I'm back.
Hello.
Oh, sorry for this. It's usually
okay.
here, but like I like to like make paper notes while we are in the lesson, so
That's
so,
good.
Yeah. So you said your early game is strong, and then your mid
I feel
late
that
and
way.
late game you're not really confident in. Is that correct?
Yeah. I mean, I think I have a good idea of what to do. I think it's just a mentality problem. I think I can get lost in my head or maybe get too cocky or maybe, like I know, okay, the next objective is the safe lane tower. Let's go get that. But like sometimes I'll just like go for a risky play by it and like it can lose the game.
Okay.
So I need to work on like mental fortitude and whatnot.
That makes sense. Are you okay with me recording the lesson?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
All right, cool. So
Do you upload it to YouTube or is it just more of a reference?
it's more for myself, but I can send it to you too if you want to,
Okay.
because I think it's gonna be pretty helpful you having the
Yeah,
recording.
yeah. I would like to have the recording actually.
So can you please tell me more about, like, you said you've had coaching before? Can you like
Mm-hmm.
describe your experience? Maybe tell me like mainly what I'm interested in is like what you did and like did you like get what you expected to get, and like what do you expect to get
Okay,
from this
well,
lesson?
okay. So first I started getting coached by this guy called Huntela. Um, and he was pretty good. He helped me look at Dota in a completely different way. Like he taught me about visualizing things before they happen and how every hero has like pros and cons. And he taught me those are the most notable things, but he taught me a lot more. And then I got coached by him for a few months, like once a month. And then I got one coaching session from BSJ because I thought it would be cool. And he taught me about like what it takes to go pro, kind of like how he also went over the same things like visualizing things before they happen, like the whole game. And he taught me a few like mechanics, like what was it? Like Leon Equilibrium at the tower and whatnot. But I learned that mostly from watching his videos. Off the top of my head, it's kind of hard for me to say what I learned, but I definitely learned a lot from those coaching sessions. And basically what I expect from this coaching session is just for you to just help me identify what my weaknesses are and what I need to do to improve and get to the next level. Because I've been stuck at 4K for a little while now, and I'm ready to get better.
So can you please describe your experiences like in game? Like what were you
Yeah.
like how did you start? What MMR did you calibrate, and like how did you get to like 4K? Because obviously like you were getting all these lessons, so you grew from like 2K or something. That's what I kind of feel that
Well, I
happened.
actually got all those lessons at 4K, and I'm still 4K. I actually feel like I'm much better than I was a year ago, like a lot better. But something, I don't know what it is, something is keeping me from increasing MMR. I definitely think that in some levels, I am at the divine level, Like I play against Divine sometimes with my friends, and I do pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like there's something in my gameplay that's keeping me here because otherwise I'd be ancient already, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean divine, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I started playing 4 years ago. I was 13, and I calibrated at like 1.8K,
Mm-hmm.
and I just kind of got better over the years and got to 4K.
Mm-hmm.
I've been on a couple teams. I made a team once. It was a 4.5K average team, and that was cool. We played some like first blood tournaments and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, does that kind of help paint a picture?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So you say you've been stuck in 4K for how long?
Like a year.
Like a year. Okay. That's a pretty long period, actually, isn't it?
Yeah, I was going through a pretty rough time actually. The last year, I was dealing with a lot of depression, and I had to do school and a job,
Mm-hmm.
so I didn't really have that much time to get better at Dota.
Yeah. Makes
So
sense.
that's a big part of it.
Mm-hmm.
But now, it's because my mom, she just didn't support what I was doing. So now I moved out of my mom's and I'm with my grandparents now, and they support what
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing. So I'm just doing school and no job now, so I can actually focus on this.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I see that you were like you're still mostly playing, but like the thing is you play only like few games a day, so
Yeah,
it's
I
still
know I need to
good.
be playing more.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's like one of the things I see for you is like when you go to like Divine 5 players and higher, like I know many players at this level, and I know, for example, let's start with me. I have 10,200 hours played,
Hmm.
or like being like active, I guess, or I don't know how is it even, how do people count this, but like being online in Dota 2. And I think most of the time I was playing, and I also have like a few other like alternative accounts. One is like Ancient1, one is like Crusader, so it's like just like for like practicing stuff. So it's like maybe like even more hours than I actually have on my main account. So
Hmm.
on your account, how many hours do you have?
Like 4,000?
Yeah. So I'm not saying it's not like it's not possible in 4,000 hours to become like Divine 5. I think it's like, but it's like two parts. Like first part is like how much time you spend on it, and how you spend your time
Yeah.
is what defines whether you're going to be Divine 5 or not.
Yeah.
So if I were you, I wouldn't be too focused on like what happened like let's say last 6 months. Let's take a quick look at like your like stats and numbers. Let me share you my screen so you can see what I see.
Okay.
That's your Dota buff, right? That's your like account.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So I've filtered out the results that you've had like in last 6 months and only in ranked.
Okay.
So we are looking only on this. So what we see here is like you have like a lot of games on Invoker, and you have like pretty good win rate with him, and some other heroes you have like really good like stats, I guess. Like you don't have many games, so we can't judge whether it's like good or not. Like it's only Invoker and maybe a couple of other heroes. But the thing is
Hmm.
like you've had great success with Invoker, but with other heroes like not so great success.
Yeah.
So like as a result, your MMR was like I guess like decreased a little bit during the last 6 months, because what we see in the other tab is like called scenarios, is like your last 6 months ranked win rate is like 48% or like 273 games,
Yeah.
which is like okay, because like people can have like worse. I've had like times where I lost like 600 MMR in like 2 weeks or something, or like in 3 days even. So
Yeah.
it's normal to win and lose. It's not like you are granted to like, okay, I'm gonna win, or if I'm not winning, then I have to like, I don't know, do something really bad, or
Yeah.
but it's okay to lose. But the thing is, you have to understand that like if your goals are to win, then you have to like maximize your efforts to win, right? Because otherwise, like, what's the point having one goal and then doing the exact opposite to it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, imagine you would be playing only Invoker, then your MMR would increase, right?
Yeah.
But you are also playing those other heroes where you like you see like those 9 games on Lone Druid, or maybe you were doing okay because your kill assistant ratio is not like super bad, but you're like your win rate is not great, so maybe you were not like good enough to close games, or I don't know, like it's kind of hard to say just by looking at this. But you understand
Yeah.
like the general concept is like you're a really good Invoker player, but other heroes need some work, I guess,
Yeah.
in a way. So I'm not saying you shouldn't play all those other heroes because that would be kind of dumb. But I'm saying like you should make your other heroes as good as your Invoker is.
Yeah.
Because your Invoker is only good because you have like a lot of games on him. So your other heroes will also become good if you will have the same amount of games on them, more or less.
Yeah.
Because there are some heroes that are like easy to learn, like Phantom Assassin. You don't have to have like a billion games on her to know what to do and know like how to win. Because
Yeah.
like there is no like micro intensive stuff you need to do, so you could maybe play one game of her like a month and then you're gonna be good. But heroes like Tinker, for example, like if you play him only like once a month, then you don't have to be an oracle to understand what's gonna happen. Probably
Yeah.
you're not gonna be performing as good as your Invoker is.
Yeah.
So you can be still performing on him better than many players in Dota 2 in general, but like as good as your Invoker is, I don't think so.
Yeah.
So if your strategy is to get to like divine rank and like increase your MMR, then you have to take it as like, okay, this hero I win MMR with, this hero I don't win MMR with. So I have to think about it. Okay, either I like play this hero, maybe practice it on like an alternate account or like on normal matches or even in ranked. Maybe I just like do practice on this hero until I get good, or I just say sorry, bro, you're not for me in ranked.
Yeah.
Well, at least
Okay.
that's how I see it. What do you think about it?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Like my Invoker is good, and if whenever I play other heroes, my win rate isn't as high, and I can't just play the same hero because it'll get banned or picked or whatever.
Especially if you want to go pro. Like, I know some people that went pro and they were playing only like a few heroes, but
Yeah.
those are more of like unique examples. Like, for example, I think most of the pros that I know are like this. They are really good with a few heroes and they are good with other heroes too.
Yeah.
But knowing like how people draft on pro scene, they can actually target people with bans and stuff. So for
Right.
example, I know like let's say like my friend was like a drafter for a pro team, and then he would discuss draft, and then what we came up with is like they were playing against Team Secret, so they were targeting like Poppy's heroes, like because all their strategies were built around those heroes more or less. So like they had like a
Yeah.
bounty hunter and a Chan and like some other heroes. So like he can play up to like he can play a limited amount of heroes. Okay, maybe like okay, maybe if he's like a very versatile player, like let's say like on average he can play like 6 heroes. Then you have like 3 bans, and then you have like a few picks too, so you can like block pick those heroes too. And then he has nothing to play. And then there's like instead of playing like a well thought strategy game, they just play like random stuff, like just like a solid match, I guess we call it, but it's not nearly as good as it would be if they would be playing their strategy.
Yeah.
Like timing attacks and stuff. It's a pretty good big thing in Dota. Like it's more a thing in like StarCraft where you just like you finish your upgrade and like you go and you can like all in or anything. But here it's like it's same stuff. It's like StarCraft. You just go for a timing attack when you can, and then like it's not all in usually in Dota because like you can't just like buildings are too strong, so you can't just like push super fast unless you're like a really good pushing lineup. But then if you're a push lineup, it's kind of hard for you to. You have weaknesses in other spots. Like you can get
Yeah.
split pushed, you can get. They can have a really good fight and like outfight you and stuff. So it's like it's a
Hmm.
discussion that is like not really relevant to what we are doing right now. So, anyways, I think you should be like if you wanna go divine, you should create a plan, right? Do you have like a plan? How are you gonna get there?
I guess I don't have that much of a plan.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's good. Like you don't necessarily have to follow the plan. It's like creating a goal. Like you don't have to reach the goal itself, but like having a goal will give you confidence, will like give you a lot of things that will help you to actually progress more
Yeah.
than if you would just not have a goal. It's like the thing you mentioned about visualization. It's pretty much, I guess, same here. Like you have to
Okay.
know, like like I have a plan. Okay, I do it this way, I do it that way. Like and then okay, this is not working, this is working. So I like you'll learn as you go. Because I wouldn't be too
Yeah.
worried about like okay, I'm like ancient and it's pretty bad. Like it's okay. You still have a lot of time and stuff, but I guess you have to play your like spend your time like smarter. Even like playing Invoker, for example, like which plan would I suggest for you to reach like divine? Like let's say divine zero for now. Let's like
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
think small, small
Yeah.
steps. Um, you just like have to build up like a hero pool, like a confident hero pool, where you like know okay I can pick like this hero and I can pick this hero and I can pick this hero and like you have like different options, so you are not like okay I pick Invoker and then you're gonna reach divine on Invoker, but then it turns out you can't play any other hero. Maybe you already reached a situation where like you can play Invoker, maybe like one or two heroes and then other heroes you can't play, but the amount of heroes you have in your pool is like up to you to decide.
Yeah.
But like it has to be proportional with the amount of time you can invest in like playing and learning. Because if you choose to learn like 15 heroes and you can play 1 hour a day, then you know it's probably not very smart.
How many games do you think I should play a day?
Um, well, I ask myself this question frequently too, like how many games should I play? I think there is no real like number. Okay, you should play this amount of games, because it really depends on how you like. What are the circumstances, right?
Hmm.
It's like for me, it's like if I feel bad, like if I feel like sick, or like if I feel like really stressed. For example, I lost like 6 games today. Then what is the point of me playing another 4 games if I am like I go into a game and I'm like really mad or like really tired, or I have like I just don't want to play. Like then why would I?
Yeah.
Um, of course I have different goals, so it might be different for you because I don't have a goal to become a pro player. So I don't have to like push myself or anything to play many games and like learn many things and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
it's kind of easier for me now. But when I was like improving and when I was playing, I was just um like trying to have more fun. And like if it was not fun for me to play, then yeah, like I didn't really care as much. But I had really, I guess, good motivation to grow because I was coaching people, so I was doing a lot of like learning about Dota, and like I really wanted to like go high MMR because I didn't know how it is to play with like pro players and stuff.
Hmm.
And I really wanted to. I really wanted to like have this like feeling where you play with like pro players, like competitive players, so you can like maybe have more fun out of it.
Yeah.
So I guess your motivation is you want to become a pro, so you
Yeah.
want to like make a living off it. I think it's like this better in a way, like what drives you forward and stuff. So I'm just
Okay.
saying like you should like have a plan of like how are you gonna get to this divine. So for example, like define the pool of heroes you want to learn and like get better with those heroes till a point where you can actually like say, okay, I'm really good with this hero, like with your invoker, for example. By playing on like starting with like playing on like alternate accounts slash unranked matches until you're like really good, just like spam one hero, like go into a game, like first pick a hero like 10 15 20 times, like depends on the hero, you know, some heroes you need more time with, some hero you need less time with, but like you see the heroes here, like you have like 15 games of Storm in 6 months, so it's like 2 games a month or something. That's not enough.
Yeah, you're right. That is kind of. I never looked at that. That's kind of strange to me, actually. Like it just looks weird looking at it. Like it seems like I would have played more, but I guess not. Well, do you think we should go over a replay so you can see exactly what my problems are in the game?
Yeah, sounds good. Do you have any like specific replay you want to watch?
No, I think that any of them would really work.
All right, let me find you here.
You can just pick one. Any recent game. In the Shadow Fiend game, I did really, really well in the early game. And then I don't know if it's a really good example because I was talking to my grandma while I was playing for for the next half of the game, so maybe that isn't really the best example, but
Okay, it's a Shadowfiend game, you mean, right?
yeah.
You were talking. Okay. Well, we can watch like Storm Spirit or TA. I think you should just tell me which hero you are more interested in learning because, you know, if we are gonna be looking at the replay of a hero you will never play in future or like you are not planning to play, then probably it's not a good idea to watch it. So what?
I'm planning to play all those heroes: Templar, Shadow Fiend, Storm.
All right, let's watch a TA replay. It seems like you are doing okay with this hero.
Okay. That was a really bad game.
Yeah, let's find out why.
Okay.
So you said you were talking to your grandma during playing, right?
Yeah.
Is it like you were talking on the phone or like?
No, she like needed my help with something, and I like most of the time if I am busy, I'll just tell her later. She doesn't mind. But I just didn't really, care, I guess, that game. Like I had already lost 2 in a row. I was kind of a little bit
Yeah, I
annoyed.
see. Well, I think it's good because I had like a similar situation where like I was living with my mom, and she doesn't understand games at all. So she was like trying to like, I guess like talk to me or ask about something when I was playing. So I kind of explained her that like it's like really important and like it can be paused or anything. So after like a while, she kind of like stopped doing this because I think of course there are like some real life situations that like can't wait, like someone is having like a heart attack or something, like I don't know, like I've had situations where my neighbors were like yelling for help because there was like a fight or something, so I had to like just go, because like people can get hurt and stuff, and it's obviously more important than playing a video game. But if it's possible, I would say if I were you, I'd try to like explain to my people who I live with that it's really important. Like if they see me just playing Dota, for example, like like you walk into the room and they probably can tell like a difference between like you playing Dota when you just sit like like a cat with like your back half bent and like you're so like focused and stuff, and then the difference between you're just chilling watching YouTube videos and stuff. So if you think you can find like a workaround, maybe like a way of you like not getting distracted in game, because it's actually a pretty big thing. You think it might be like not a thing, but it depends. Like if you're just playing for fun, obviously it's not a thing. But if you're trying to play seriously, I think this is one of the things you can improve or like at least work on. What do you think about it?
Yeah, yeah. If I told her like, "Hey, I'm busy. This is important. Let's talk after," she would understand, and it would be fine.
All right.
So
Yeah,
it was just my fault.
that makes sense.
That was one of the reasons I had to move out of my mom's because she wouldn't listen. But my grandma will, so it's fine.
Okay, I'm kind of over edit this a little bit. Let's watch you blocking.
I messed up the block.
Yeah, let's find out why and like what happened.
Okay.
Okay, so you do this, you lock your camera on your hero, right? That's good.
Yeah.
You can like go a little bit more greedy, like it's gonna be a little bit hard to explain, I guess, but I'll try my best. So when you're blocking, like let's watch this again. When you're blocking, you're walking like in a straight line. We should probably do this like someday, maybe like after we finish this replay or something. You should see, like, you see, like, you're just walking in a straight line. While usually people who block, they just try to like, okay, how I do this is like, I try to find out, okay, which creep is like the first. Like, for example, this creep is like the first, and like these other creeps are pretty far away from the creeps, from this creep. So you can be like, I would say, a little bit more greedy and like try to body block this creep a little bit harder. So usually how people do it is like they try to walk like left, right. You know, like actually walking like this instead of walking forward will increase your chances, like will increase your block. It will make it better because creeps will be blocked more. It's actually good if you out of this, like, I kind of flag this for you, like, do you have like you don't block very efficiently. So what you can do is you can find like some really good mid players. I can try to find you some replays too. I actually will make a note for myself.
Okay.
Replays. Where's block? I will send you the replays. You watch them and you try to like mimic it in lobby. You know, like try to like block like they do, because it's a little bit important to outblock your opponent. Because if you do, okay, STA is not as great because you, especially if you get like Cyblades level 1, it's you're gonna push the lane anyways. But it's like having this starting good position. I honestly don't remember the last time I played TA. It probably was a while ago. But usually I don't try to get any spell on any hero unless I like need it, unless I went to a lane, or unless it's like a very obvious spell. Like I'm playing Race King, you know, like I would probably get a stun, or I'm playing Crystal Maiden, I will like never get Aura level 1, right? I will probably get a Frostbite. Although sometimes I might get like first spell, which versus like some extreme situation. So here, same thing. I'm not a great TA player, so I can't really tell you what's best to get Refraction or to get Sideblades. Against Ember, it kind of makes sense to get Sideblades a bit, but it also makes sense to get Refraction, because level 1, I think, see, this, like, the problem of me not being a TA player is I don't know about, like, this interaction about, like, Flame Guard and, like, and Shield. So do you know if, like, Flame Guard gets cancelled by Ember Shield?
Level 1 Flame
the
Guard.
Refraction, does it get cancelled by Shield level 1?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. It used to not, but they just buffed the damage.
Interesting. Because this deals like, what is it, like 30 damage per second. But
yeah, it used to do less.
But it deals like damage in like small instances, right? Doesn't it? It's not like a radiance.
Oh, maybe. Actually, yeah, maybe.
We can do a really quick test. Because that's like kind of important, because that depends on like what your build should be.
Oh, they didn't even buff the damage. They just buffed the absorption. Never mind. So then, no, it doesn't. If I remember correctly, it shouldn't block it at level 1. But we'll find out.
Okay, so you get Refraction 3/3. It doesn't cancel.
Yeah.
So what about like level 2?
I think level 2 will cancel it.
Okay, it's level 2 now. Refraction again. Fresh. Yes, level 2 does.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes sense, I think, in this perspective. It kind of makes sense to get Refraction level 1, don't you think?
Yeah.
Because, like, this spell gives you 3 last hits for sure, because Ember has 66 damage. Yeah, that's... Oh no, he doesn't have 66. Come on, it's level 8 Ember. So he has like 50 damage. He has 54 damage. You have 56 plus 20. So it's like 3 denies for you, like for free or something, you know? Because like you're a melee hero, he's a melee hero, but you have 22 extra damage. For me, it's like 3 free. God damn it, 3 denies. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah,
it's like 3 like similar
3 free denies.
3. So, in my perspective, if I would be a mid player, you're not online, are you?
I am.
Okay.
I just launched Dota again.
Yeah,
it was updating.
That's fine. Let's get back to the replay. So, in my perspective, I think this is like those like things are actually really important because they define how your lane is gonna go. On mid lane, it's like 1v1, so it's like a battle of like skill. Because like on side lanes, usually there are heroes that like, okay, like you see you have Witch Doctor, CM, Juggernaut. Like there are no alternatives for their skill builds. Like they get same spells, apart from maybe Witch Doctor, 95% of times, right? While for you, it's like very optional, actually, in my opinion. So like, side blades, there's an interesting thing we can do is like, maybe it's like just like everybody gets side blades level 1. So like you never get refraction. Maybe it's like this. Most people get like, I think what I see here is like I just like scan this. You see my screen still, right, in Discord?
Yeah.
Alright, so most people get side blades level 1. Like I think out of like 1, 2, 3, 4, out of 20 people, 3 people got refraction level 1.
Yeah.
So, but I think why not? Do you agree like with what I was how I think? Like if you are playing against Ember, like why not get refraction level 1 to just get those extra juicy denies?
I agree with that. I'm not sure. I think there's 2 sides to it. I think you can also like destroy the lane better with Cyblades level 1, like you can harass him out. But I also see what you're saying with the being able to get free last hits, and the only problem is that when you get the last hits, you don't harass him, so maybe, and then he can harass you, so maybe maybe you lose in that regard.
Yeah, so maybe it's better to get side blades too. It's like,
but I see what you're saying, like thinking about it like that is good.
So your perspective is, I also understand, so maybe it's still better to get like side blades. But the thing is like, maybe
don't level it up.
No. Maybe like you can level it up like later. Maybe like you come to lane C, he has no quelling blade, so like you get like refraction. It's like easy denies for you. Like he can't contest because he has 20 less damage. Because usually, like I even clicked on him, he has like a quelling blade, so maybe those denies are not going to be as easy as I thought they will be.
But just in case, you should wait, right?
But even like securing last hits, it's still pretty good. Because I think what is good about Ember Spirit is like he is a melee hero. And he has really good like attack animation. So if he chooses to go on you, like contest last hits with you, like he just has better attack animation. So if he gets, let's say he gets Flame Guard level 1, and he like tries to go on you, like he pops Flame Guard, okay, like you got all the last hits because he like pushed the lane anyway with the Flame Guard. He can't like turn it off or anything. Well, let's see how this lane is gonna go.
Okay.
Because again, as I said, I'm not like super familiar with like the matchup and stuff, so maybe all we are talking about, we are gonna see the lane and we're gonna say, oh, like it doesn't matter because there was something like we are missing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like the side blades actually. Like it's pretty good. Like they have decent range, so you can like harass him and stuff. I think it's not like a mistake to get side blades. It's working really well.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. One thing I kind of always do is like you did like at 1 minute 37 seconds. But I think you got level 2 at like why did you get level 2? Okay, here you're gonna get level 2. 52 seconds. 52, 102, 1 sort of like and 137. Let's go to 137 real quick. You use your refraction, 135, let's say. So
Yeah.
you waited for like 40 seconds after you got the refraction until you used it. Now, your mana regen is 1.3 right now. So effectively, you were wasting 40 seconds being full mana, which multiplied by 1.3 is like 50 mana. So basically, you could have gotten like half of the refraction for free if you just used it. Like you could have gotten like 1 refraction for 50 mana if you just use it when you hit level 2.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I understand what you're saying.
So like when I get like level 2, like let's say I'm playing like TA, my more favorite mid heroes are Lina, Storm, that we can refer to the same concept to. Lina, Storm, and I think like Shadow Fiend, let's say. Even he's not one of my favorites, but nevertheless. When you have full mana, it's good for you to use like just one spell, so you start getting this like flat passive mana regen.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And you get like free, like basically sometimes you can get like a free spell. Because it's not good for you to sit with full mana for a while. So I think this is just something you need to be thinking about more, is like when you hit level 2 on TA, you know, use your mana.
Okay.
You watch what's happening bottom. Or maybe right. Oh, it was not your camera. So let's see what's happening on the way here. Okay. Still had your refraction, so that's fine. Usually, you see you have this branch. So usually you want to like you see you're missing like 200 health or something. And
No,
you're
yeah,
gonna take
I
some
should've
creep
used
damage.
it.
You should have eaten that branch. But I think that's mainly why you need the branch, is just to eat it later. You don't like what are you gonna build out of it? Maybe like a magic wand?
Yeah, but
That's not gonna
don't
happen
think
anytime soon.
Yeah.
So just for getting the extra health. See, you're gonna finish your tango, and then like you're not low enough to use the salve, but you're not like full health. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I should have eaten that branch.
Okay, here I think. Is it like? It's like again TA things. Because I think you could have like tried to like deny a creep here, and get the lasted too. I don't know. Let's watch. Like here, you see what I mean? Because
Yes.
he got his lasted, but if you would have hidden like his creep, I think you could have gone to like deny and lasted. Does it make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
So this type of things, kind of micro moments. But so far you're doing okay. Yeah, like I mean, you made him use healing salve. You're winning on CS. I think you're winning on networks pretty, like 300 or 400 gold already. Yeah, because you forced him to, like, not only you outlasted him and stuff, you also forced him to use some regen. Maybe tanking those tower shots was not the best idea.
Yeah, that I need to work on. The new tower range, I'm
Yeah,
still
just
not
press
used.
the alt key when you go to high ground, and like you will see. Like I get busted on this pretty often too when I play mid nowadays.
Yeah.
One of my favorite mid heroes now is Klinks too. I think is like pretty strong mid. So I get busted with him because like he's low health, he can't really tank it. Okay.
Yeah.
I like the patience here. Like if you were trying to go for like the 2 last hits with 1 hit. That's pretty good. I like how you're
Thanks.
pushing the lane and stuff. It's interesting you like your like item choices. You buy Aquila and Blightstone. Can you like okay? I'm gonna pause the game for a little bit. Can you like explain why you get like these items in particular?
Sure. The Aquila is good for the armor and the Magna regen, and it helps me push out the wave and harass them under the tower and do more tower damage and pressure them because the aura on the creeps. And the Blightstone just gives me more armor reduction and amplifies my physical damage, and it builds into the Desolator later.
All right, that makes sense. I like the Blightstone, but I think what I would have done is like I would have tried to buy like boots earlier because it helps me like move faster and so I can like escape from ganks because Blightstone is nice, but honestly you have enough damage, like physical damage from hand right now, so like extra damage would not matter at all, but they have like a Nyx Assassin, like Ember is getting closer to his like power spikes. Like I think level 5, level 6 are really huge power spikes for him. I mean, I wasn't playing like super close attention to this, but you're doing good on this lane, but you have only 3 denies. So usually if you want to like really dominate the lane, and especially with your like TA, which has refraction, which gives her 40 bonus damage on level 3, you should have a lot of denies. You know how denies work now? Like when after they changed it, you get 25% experience, enemy gets 25% experience. So what it means is earlier a deny on the lane was a I think 50% experience swing, right? Because earlier it was like this: you get when you deny, enemy gets 50% of experience, you get 0, right?
Yeah.
So it's like 50% experience swing. Now it's like 100% experience swing. So it's like twice as bigger as it was.
How much do they get? Still 50?
They get 25% and you get 25%.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
wow.
I think denying on lanes are ultra important right now, especially on mid lane. Why do you think denying on the mid lane is important? Why not like safe lane or off lane denies? Why mid lane denies are like more important? I mean, obviously all of them are important, but
yeah. Because you need to get the level advantage on them to to win the lane.
yeah, that's one thing. And also another thing is like if you look at mid heroes, SF, Tinker, Ember Spirit, Invoker, very level dependent heroes, right? That's actually why they go mid, not because they are like, okay, on mid lane they get more and like on safe side lanes they lose games. But they go mid lane because they want experience. So if you manage to deny experience for them, then they are gonna be behind.
Right.
And if they are behind, obviously they can't do as much. So this Ember, you're winning in farm, you're winning in net wars and stuff like that. Like you have 450 more net wars, you have more experience, and I guess you have like a little bit more denies too. Like yeah, you have like 1 more deny. That's like you're still winning the lane, but I'm saying like you're not like okay. So priorities in lane are like this. Like your first priority is obviously last hits, but I guess your second priority is getting denies. Because even if you harass him a bit, like okay, let's say you hit him 3 times, while he is getting like 4 last hits or something. 4 last hits are like 160 gold. So 160 gold is like a healing salve and like a branch or something. So he gets this back and then he gets like full experience. This lane is already unfavorable for him. So like early levels, I mean level 2, level 3 is like unfavorable for him. So he can't win, right? He just gets as much as you can. Now your job is to give him as less as he can get.
Yeah.
Which kind of means like focusing on denies too.
Right.
So let's see like here, you see you were like kind of just trying to like maybe hit creeps or anything. Like some people do this Aquila abuse where they like turn off Aquila and then when the enemy tries to last it, they turn it on.
Yeah.
Have you ever did like this Aquila abuse thing?
I have done that, yeah, but I'm not very good at it, but I know about it. But I've never done it. I don't really do it.
Okay, that was a good deny. Like you started denying it a little bit from now, but let's see like next creep wave. Like this creep, are you gonna deny it? You're getting attacked. Yeah, you denied it. That's pretty neat. I think you should be a little bit more like defensive here because you don't see like Ember, you don't see Nyx. I don't think you can be like play like ballsy game against this nice fucker. Okay. Oh yeah. You killed him, but you died. It's
back.
like, yeah, I guess. I think just surviving would be fine. Cause like he's fighting you like for a reason, I guess. And now Ember is like 6. Now Ember's like. Okay, pause button, please. Okay, here we go. Sorry.
It's okay.
My bad. Now you see the situation is like this. You were winning the lane, you were doing great, but now you're equal levels and equal net worth with Ember.
Yeah.
Just because of this move. So, I think there is a few things you could have done better to avoid this from happening, like to avoid giving the Ember this like comeback kill. And the most important thing is like it's 5 minutes into the game. You don't have a ward in mid lane.
Yeah.
So do you usually like not buy a ward for yourself, or how do you like treat this?
I don't usually buy a ward for myself.
Okay, so it's more for like support players and stuff, but like if you're playing a low MMR, then you have to understand that your supports will not be as good as you want them to be. So you have to do a little bit for them. Now, how wards work is like you get to wards at the start of the game that probably you know. Now, the next ward respawns in like 1 minute. So 1 minute is the time. Maybe they change it. They changed something about wards, but it's approximately 1 minute anyway. So at 1 minute, in minute 1, you can like either buy yourself a ward, or you can like say, hey supports, there is a ward, please buy it and I'll put it for myself. Because you see like here, you were trying to fight Night Stalker and it was going okay. But if you had a ward, you would see that like Ember is coming. So I have to like retreat or something like that.
Hello?
Hey, can you hear me?
Hi, my computer just crashed. It's restarting.
Yeah, that's okay.
The last thing I heard you say is that the wards spawn approximately 1 minute.
Yeah. So what I was trying to say is like, you can get a ward for yourself. Like you can buy it at minute 1, or you can tell your supports like, hey supports, it's minute 1. I have no ward. Please buy it for me. Put it in the courier, and I'll place it. I'll bring it. I'll place it for myself. Because wards are like dirty cheap right now. They're like 60, 75 gold or something, which is like not a big deal for you at all. But you losing, like you lose more than you gain. So like, of course, in perfect scenario, supports do this for you. Like you don't even think about it as much. But like, even like in really good teams, I think supports can like forget about it. So it's really important to have this mid board early. You can control the rune, you can control like enemy rotations. Usually a good spot for you to be placed, for the ward to be placed, is what I like, is where the spot between mid tower and top rune, where you can see the rune and you can see a little bit of mid lane.
Yeah. That's a good spot.
But that's like something you should really think about, is like getting this mid ward at minute 1 for yourself, because that can help you a lot in like gaining advantage. Like let's say this ward you get it at minute 1, and minute 2 you spot like a region rune top spot. Pretty good, huh?
Sorry, say that again, Mike. I just reconnected to the voice.
Yeah, so it's like pretty good if you can find like a region rune at minute 2.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
All right. Do I need to like reshare you the screen, or do you still see it?
No, I see it. I see it.
All right, cool. So
I'm not sure what happened.
So regarding our lesson plan, we kind of spent a little bit more time on like talking and stuff, so we can like extend the lesson by like 10-15 minutes if you have like time, if you don't have to run. And like you actually wanted to focus on like mid and late game.
Yeah.
So we can maybe like fast forward through this replay and then see what you did in like mid late game that you could have done better. But again, like for me, learning Dota is not like something you can do in like 1 hour. So There's like a lot of things to talk about. There's like a lot of decisions to make, a lot of things to discuss. So usually like my goal as a coach is not to like tell people, hey, this is like right and like that other things are wrong. I like to like make people think, you know, get them to like discuss different stuff so they can like figure out things by themselves too.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, let's stick to the plan, I guess. Like,
Yeah, let's.
okay, I think it's a good time to go and stack ancients now. Do you ever do this for yourself as TA?
Not enough, but I do it, but not enough.
Well, that was just like a time where I would do it, so I think, yeah, that's what Ember Spirit does to you. As you can see, his shield like after level 3 kind of insta cancels your refraction, so it kind of sucks for you. You can't be super aggressive against him. I kind of wonder why he didn't do like go on you like earlier and stuff, but I guess now it will be happening again and again, so you can just have to be playing a little bit more passive, I guess.
Yeah.
Where by passive I mean like you push out the lane, for example, and you just try to go back. Yeah. Well, you saw him like activating like this rune, and you kind of. I mean, did you just like not notice your health dropping or something?
Yeah, I didn't notice.
Yeah, it happens, I guess. Cheeky play. That was like a pretty good play from him, actually.
Yeah, it was.
Like he did it on a ward, so like ultimately you wouldn't even know he did this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of sucks. Did you see Ember like early on? You kind of your hero is good against him, but later it's kind of tough.
Yeah.
What you farm? It's a shame you don't have like any stacks or anything, because usually like if you have like a tough lane STA, you can like come back on those stacks. But you see the problem is now Ember is big because of like what happened on your lane. Ember is big because like see he's like 4.6k net worth while you have 3.2, and he's like level level 9. Well, you're almost level 9 too, but he has like more gold, which is like probably he has like Veil or something. Oh no, he's going for like this Maelstrom build. He's having a good amount of like levels and items, so the problem with you like dying as a mid hero is like that you give a lot to your enemies, so you should like avoid dying at all costs. Because not only you spend longer time in tavern because you're a higher level hero, but also you give your enemies more bounty and your like more experience and stuff.
Yeah.
Alright, I like that you're trying to stack the cam instead of just like farming it. I think it's correct. Can you stack a cam with a trap?
Yeah.
Nowadays.
Yeah.
So from level 6, like you should be like stacking every minute with a trap, right? It's just like,
right.
I guess it comes out from you like playing TA only once, like a month or something, 2 times a month.
Yeah, maybe my problem is I need to play. Maybe the reason I got to this far is because I can play Invoker well, and then all my like mental strategies work. You know, like I'm not worrying about playing the hero right because I have all my, you know, so I can focus on the actual strategy of the game. But then when I'm playing every other hero, I'm too busy worrying about like, because I'm not super comfortable as I am on Invoker.
Yeah,
so
I think that can be like 100% true. That's a factor for me. That's a factor for many players. So things like stacking egg camps with a trap, if you know that's possible, you know how to do it, that should be just like a habit thing. Just don't have like a habit of doing it.
So do you think I should choose like one hero to spam to give it to the level of Invoker, like one at a time?
Yeah, I guess one at a time is the best way of doing it. Might be not the most fun way though, because you know, playing one hero for like 20 games can be a little bit boring.
Yeah.
So I think you got to
okay.
you played so many Invoker games not because you wanted to win MMR or you wanted to like become a pro because just you did it because you enjoyed it. Winning was the hero, right? Because you're good with him. So
Yeah. I like playing Booker.
I like how you were like, you know, when you were behind, you were just farming ancients, and you like came back into the game a little bit. So that's pretty good. But I guess now you kind of feel like, okay, I'm strong, so I can just dive towers, and they kind of punished you for it.
Yeah, I guess I made a mistake there.
All your like profitable moves were like farming ancients and getting kills on your territory, and all your like non-profitable moves were like, for example, when you died here, like under tower, where you took tower shots from tower and you died to Ember, you died here where you went like behind their tower and stuff. Like, you can make those plays, like this play, like going behind a tower and like just standing there would be actually really good if you would be like ahead. Because then, when they come, you can just kill them, right? You have like Desolator blink at the same timing when you get your just Desolator. And you can like blink to shot a person, for example. That's pretty good, right? But I think with heroes like TA, if you are behind, then it's hard for you to do the same things that, like, when you are ahead. Do you have Dota Plus, by the way?
Yeah.
Because like Dota Plus gives you a pretty good perspective of where you are in the game, because you can like actually see your net worth and stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think you should be like evaluating yourself like as like, okay, this is my net worth now. This is my net worth, like, and it's good or it's bad at this moment. Like you should know like timings and stuff. So
Yeah.
for example, like simple way of doing it, like you have Blink and Desolator. Power Test, Blink, Desolator. I guess Power Test don't matter as much, but it does, but not as much. Let's say it matters like Desolator and Blink timings are really important. So your Desolator and Blink timings are 18 minutes in this game. Now, if we go real quick to this Dota buff thing, where we can like just see like those like 5k, 6k MMR players timings, we can see that they have like 16 minutes blink timings. Sometimes here they say they want to come back, so he was behind. He had a 19 minutes blink, 16 minutes Desolator. This game, the guy got like 12 minutes blink, then like Desolator and stuff. But mostly, like, I see most games, you see they have like 16 minutes Desolator and blink.
Yeah.
We can
In a
go
game
to...
when I'm ahead, I usually get it at around that time.
You see this guy was ahead, so he got like Power Treads, Blink, Desolator, and Ring of Aquila, minute 15.
Right.
15 is like 3 minutes earlier than 18, and like at minute 15, we can look at the graphs real quick. So let's say minute 20, 19, 18. Ember has like 9k net worth, Race King 7, 1, 2, 3. Ember has 7, Race King has 5. So both of those guys has like 2k less gold, and probably like 2 or 3 less levels.
Yeah.
So your power spike is like really strong, and you can like go on them, you can like snowball on heroes, you can get kills and stuff like that. But here, as you can see, it's a little bit different. So I think your playstyle should be different from what it would be when you have those items much earlier.
Okay.
And different in this way. You look at it this way, like on average from Ancient Camp you can get around, I think, 170 gold and like 230 experience.
Okay.
It's the same as if you would get. It's the same as if you kill Nyx Assassin or Night Stalker, right? More or less.
Yeah.
But how hard it is for you to kill an Ancient Camp compared to killing a Night Stalker?
Right. I see what you're saying.
It's pretty hard to kill a hero compared to killing an Ancient Camp, right?
Right.
And now, what about like stacking this camp with your hero, stacking this camp with your trap, and then just killing them? It will take like a minute, and you get four Ancient Camp, which like equals like 3 to 4 hero kills.
Right.
That's how you should be playing when you are behind, and that's what you were doing like most of the time, I think, in this game. It's like you were like, you see, okay, I can't do much, I will just farm ancient, and that was really good. Like you still got your items, you know?
Yeah.
Like I like it. It's like it was.
But I kind of ruined it by going behind the tower and
Yeah,
instead of getting my blink.
yeah, and like that, even like here, you are playing as if you have like 15 minutes items, and like they are weak, and you're having all your team behind. But like, where is this play? Let's take a look at this again.
So how should I be playing then? Like where should I? How should I be?
So your blink is
about it?
coming. Yeah, let's just like rewatch this moment real quick, so I don't tell you anything like bad or anything.
Okay.
So I guess
Should I
it's
just
like
be
I guess it's
farming?
like it's here. It's like it starts here. So your CM is dead. Your Jug is running to base with like literally 0 health. Your Pangolier is mid without ulti. And you're here with the Witch Doctor against Race King and level 16 Ember.
Mm-hmm.
The problem, like, this is a mistake a lot of players make. They try to defend dead towers. Like, this tower is dead. Like, you don't have to worry about it. And mistake B is like, they try to defend towers against heroes like Ember, which have really good gap closers. The example of heroes like Ember are Ember, of course, then like Kunkka, Storm Spirit. That if they see there is like one hero defending a tower, that hero has no chances of escaping. Even like this Race King, I'm pretty sure he has like a blink. Let's double check. He has a blink. So what are the chances you escape from those two heroes? Like, I'm not even discussing you having to be here or not, because I think you shouldn't. But that's like, even like, that's like another question we can talk about. But I'm just like trying to show you like the general concept of like, against which heroes you kind of can be here and try to like catch someone on when they are trying to fall back. Against some heroes. But against these heroes, if they like see you here, so like we can look at this like same moment, but from like their perspective.
Yeah.
So they have a ward, I think, right? They have a ward on that cliff. I'm watching it from a perspective. If he sees you here, so Race King blinks, and it's like GG. You didn't like you could have like tried to like react to it, but I guess you were not like quick enough. Or your camera was like kind of weird, I guess. I don't know. You were trying to get your blink. It's just like, I guess it's partially a mechanical misplay that you died, but like...
It's also that I didn't even check. Like, I wasn't expecting the blink. I didn't check his inventory.
That makes sense. That makes sense too.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, okay, let's try to like push.
So what should I have been doing? Should I have been pushing bottom, or should I have just been farming ancients?
Mm-hmm. I think if your team is not planning to defend, then you should be either pushing or farming. Now, what is better, pushing or farming? That's also a pretty good question, because you're playing against Nyx. So going and pushing a lane is kind of dangerous, or might be a little bit dangerous, because he can like catch you. Like if you go close to, like, I would say if it's like bot lane, like let's say let's go back and like look at the specific situation of what I would do. So here you see like this bot lane is pretty close to their tower. So if you are here, then it means they can like, Nyx can be here, someone TPs to a tower, like Ember TPs here, Nyx stuns on you, Ember goes on you, you're dead.
Yeah.
So unless Nyx is here, like if I saw Nyx here, I would totally go like push bot like a bit earlier, because you had your TP scroller already earlier. But if I don't see Nyx, I think it's kind of safer to just farm Ancients.
Okay.
But everything you do here is kind of better than what kind of happened here. So like I understand it was like a surprise blink and stuff. But you could check his inventory too. You like, maybe this is another flag for you, is like you have to practice a little bit of like clicking on enemy heroes and seeing what they have, like even now.
Yeah.
Like when you're dead, for example.
Another problem I've been having, which is not really something I can control, but my carries recently have been really not farming very well for some reason.
You mean like
Like
carry
if you
plays
look
in
at
your games, or you as a
yeah,
carry?
yeah, yeah. No, I farm fine as a carry. It's the ones in my team. If you look at the Juggernaut right now, you'll see he's very behind, but
Yeah.
very common for some. But it's very recent. Usually my carry would be like decent, you know. So I'm not really sure what that's about. But basically, what I'm trying to ask is, like, is that if I play perfectly, can I still like carry the game despite my carry being kind of bad?
Well, ask yourself if like Arteezy would be playing instead of you, would he be able to carry the game?
Oh,
Or if like
I think
let's say S4, right? Like if a perfect player would be playing, would he be able to carry the game or not?
probably
Yeah, I would say
because,
so. I would say there's no like guarantee, like there's no like 100% chance, but he
but
would
yeah,
be able to
probably
carry much more games that you are able to carry. That's for sure.
yeah,
Because there are people who are boosters and they like boost MMR, so they like gain it more professionally. Like even though I do not like support boosting or anything, but they're doing really good at winning games, you know?
yes,
They have like ridiculous win rates up to like 95% or even more. Like, and they boost MMR up to 7k, which is like a little bit crazy, but it kind of makes sense because they play only like a limited pool of heroes and stuff. So they are good, like good examples to learn from, I guess. Because like whenever you question yourself, you say like, okay, this my carry is bad. Like, what should I do? Like, you can't do anything to change your carry, right? But you can do like your best to make like things to that are gonna win you the game regardless.
yeah,
There's no like real thing that like, okay, you get bad carries and enemy get good carries all the time. It's like all
no, I know,
statistically
I know,
same. But
yeah, I know.
it's kind of
I wasn't
hard because
trying
like
to
it's kind of
complain.
hard for like people to admit that they are bad. Actually, it's like kind of easier to think, okay, this guy is bad, I'm not bad, because your brain doesn't want
Yes,
to hurt. Your brain doesn't want to think about how bad you are because it's stressful. Your brain doesn't want to get you stressed out. You know. So he's like, okay, no, this guy's bad. You know, just blame this guy, and it's gonna be fine.
yeah, I know that that's not right, but I do that sometimes in my games. Sometimes that's how I think, but I know it's wrong, and I know that it's all, you know, there is more I could have done.
Well, it's good that you know that you do it because you can like the way you can like fix it in my perspective is you just pay attention to those moments. Like you catch yourself doing this and like, okay, say yourself, okay, Elliot, you're blaming your team now. So think about what is a productive alternative to blame your team. And you can say, okay, like maybe a productive alternative is trying to think about what to do next instead of blaming my team. And you just make a conscious decision not to. And that's about
Yeah,
it, you know? It's like a muscle you have to like train. Okay, there was something about this fight I wanted to discuss, but I got caught in another thing. So here's the thing. You're pushing this lane here, you've got an Aegis, so I understand why you're doing this, but also keep in mind that A, Ember is split pushing bot. So
yeah,
even
that's why my TP.
sorry? Yeah, you put your TP in your
Yeah,
inventory, but like Ember is split pushing bot, so he might see like this is a pretty common trick people do in like pub games, even in some pro games. You like you've seen some like crazy S4 TP cancels, you know, in
hmm,
some internationals. Do you remember that? Like he canceled like 3 TPs with his Pog Dream
yeah.
Coil and they won the game.
I wasn't playing Dota back then, but I saw it. Like I watched it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know about it.
So same thing here. Like if you push here and you don't see enemy team, you see only like Ember Spirit, who obviously has like a lot of mobility, so he can be here in no time. Then you should be sure that if they go on you, you kind of you're ready to fight. First of all, yeah, you have Aegis, but you don't have your BKB, and I think BKB is really important here in this game because if you get BKB, you're unstoppable. Like,
Yeah.
like what are they gonna do to you if you have BKB? You just like kill them one by one.
Yep.
But your BKB here is like, first of all, it's like a bit delayed, I guess, because it's like 27 minutes BKB. Again, like I like it to compare to like other
I died
players.
a lot.
So like here, like 21 minutes BKB, 25 minutes BKB, 27 minutes BKB, 29 minutes BKB. So,
But I get the point. Like I shouldn't fight without it.
yeah,
Like I didn't have to fight.
this guy had like 19 minutes BKB. Wow, that's Ramses, pretty crazy.
Yeah, Ramses. Well, I just wanted to explain why I was there. Like I thought my team was with me, and then they all backed up, and then by the time I realized I was. But anyway, I shouldn't have been there in the first place.
Yeah.
I realized that.
Well, you can't control what your team does, right? But you can control your hero. So as soon as you see your team like backing up, it's like part of the process. You see what they do because you're not like playing. Like in pro team, there's like coordination and stuff, so you kind of know what your teammates are doing. So they tell you to back off. But here they kind of don't, so it's kind of harder in a way. But it's manageable. It's not like it's impossible or something, but you just have to do it. Like a blame way would be to say, "Hey guys, you're shit. You know, you left me alone. Like what a retards. What a retard team. You know." But what is it gonna achieve? Like you're not gonna become a better player by thinking like this.
Right.
So you only analyze what you could have done differently, and like obviously if you would have went back earlier, all this wouldn't have happened. Or if your team would have helped you, that wouldn't have happened. But again, you can't change what other people do. You can just see what they do and kind of make the best decision. Like the best decision for you there was to back off. So the best decision, like globally, maybe arguably, I'm not saying it's like this or not, but it was maybe to like stay and keep pushing because Ember is like a slow pusher and stuff. But again, we don't have like a perfect scenario here all the time, so we have to play with what we have.
Okay.
Alright, I guess there should be like a final fight soon or something. It's just like dying like one by one. Okay. You lost your mana and stuff. You didn't have much team play or like much synergy with your team in this game, did you?
No.
So we died without buyback. I guess that's more or less it about this game, right?
Yeah, pretty much. So, like, in summary, what is your like thoughts on why I'm still an ancient and what's keeping me from divine and what I need to work on?
That's a pretty good question, man. I don't think there's like one thing that you kind of change, and you're divine.
Right.
But I guess it's more like. It sounds like the biggest things you have is like, first of all, like your hero pool. Like you're really good with some heroes, but you're not really good with some others. So you need to work on that. I think minor things like we mentioned, I guess creep blocking. I think I mentioned some other mechanical thing, like I guess like stacking camps. It was
The importance of denies.
importance of denies. Yeah. So like Do you watch some like educational videos about that? I know you said you watched like BSJ stream and stuff.
Yeah, I watch BSJ stream. I have a Game Leap account. I watch Dota D Bowie or whatever his name is on YouTube.
Yeah.
I've watched a lot of educational stuff.
Yeah, so you should like watch more on just focus on mid lane. Maybe you did like some general stuff or like even like watching BSJ. I think he's a carry player, isn't he?
Yeah, but I learned a lot from him, and I do play carry sometimes too, so it was really helpful.
Yeah, but maybe like if you enjoy watching carry, you should be playing carry. I know he has like a lot of good educational content and stuff, but you said you watched a lot and you're still ancient, so maybe you should be watching more mid lane stuff. You know, there's like a lot of like mid lane players that are like, you know, watch like Topson playing mid. There's a lot of like other streamers that play mid. There's a lot of like people who like boost MMR on mid. So you can just, you know, go to their streams, find them on Twitch, go to their streams and like see what they do and like
Yeah.
and stuff like that. I think there are a few that I am subscribed to that I watch occasionally, like to learn things about mid lane and stuff.
Okay.
I think another thing is really important is like your timings. You really need to work on your timings because like
All right.
you had like 18 minutes Desolator Blink. Now you've seen people getting like it on like I guess 13 or something. So
Yeah.
go ahead, download those replays, watch them, and like see how they did it. You know, maybe you can learn a thing or two.
Okay.
But general like resume, I guess I can give it to like I can refer it to many players and including myself. Because like I don't want to this to sound like offensive or anything, but I can talk about myself because I can offend myself, right? I have this divine right to talk shit about myself. So I am a shit player. And I need to improve, right? Like anytime. Like I was like 4K, I was shit player, I needed to improve to get to 5K. I got to 5K, I was a shit player. I needed to become a 6K shit player so I can get better and compete with like 7K players because I was a 6K shit player, you know? No matter what you do, unless you are like a very special person, there are better players than you.
So, yeah, that's true.
So don't make it too complicated. Just focus on improving, getting better every day, every game. Use as many opportunities as you can. Like even those you think you lost this game, okay, maybe try to learn a thing or two from this game. Like yes, I lost this game already, but maybe I can practice like hitting my shadow races or something.
Yeah.
Because like if you're not, then you're just wasting your time. Remember, it's like A, how much time you spend, and B, how you spend the time is what defines you as a player.
Yeah.
All right, Elliot, is there like anything else you want to ask?
No, that's fine. Thank you. Oh, I just wanted to ask if you were recording it.
Yeah, sure. I will upload it to YouTube, and I will send you the recording as soon as it's gonna be uploaded. It usually takes like up to an hour or something. It depends on the internet and many other factors.
Okay.
But
Thanks.
I'll definitely do it, and I will also try to find the replays where people block on mid. Some like players I know that are good at blocking at mid. I'll try to send them to you, and you can learn a thing or two maybe.
Yeah. Well, thanks a lot for the session. I learned a lot about myself and what I need to work on. I think I'm going to start spamming Shadow Fiend and just get him as good as my Invoker.
Yeah, sounds good. Make sure you watch a few Shadow Fiend replays of good players before you do it, you know, to get the knowledge fresh, or maybe watch some educational videos too that are kind of fresh because, you know, many of educational videos can be, maybe some of them were released like 6 months ago or something, which they think is cool because, you know, they obviously can't make any video every month because it's expensive. But I think if there are no fresh videos, then you should just watch. You know, you go to Open Dota, you find like a really good win rate Shadow Fiend player that is high tier, and you just like watch his replay, see what he does. Maybe this is something we can do in our future lessons, you know, just learn how to play different heroes.
Okay.
All right,
sounds good.
Thank you for you know, for choosing me as a coach, I guess. It was fun for me to coach you. I hope you improve and stuff.
Thanks. Thanks for the session.
Yeah. I'll catch you later, man. If you have any questions, you can, you know, just always message me on Discord.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
I'll be more than happy to help.
Awesome. See you later.
All right, Elliot. Bye.
Bye.